I want to flip the script a little bit. You came into this in 2008, which most people will call the GFC. Obviously, since you're on Twitter, you know all about the doom and gloom out there, calling the current environment the GFC squared because it has to be worse than the last time. I'm curious, as somebody that was on the inside, do you see similarities between now and then? I mean, what do you see from your vantage point?
Oh, so to be clear, I was not at the Fed during the 2008 crisis. I was at that time, I was actually working at a law firm. So
Okay,
um,
sorry.
I don't think that we have a repeat of the 2008 financial crises. I think that's actually really difficult. So we have to be careful not to always be fighting the last war.
Right.
So my sense is that, our own personal experiences color how we perceive the present and the future. And for a lot of us, the 2008 financial crisis and the Great Recession afterwards, it had a big impact on our lives. And of
Hmm.
course, we all lived through the 2020 when there was a big crash. So I think the script is always in our minds that something's going to blow up, it's going to crash. Now, so with that in mind, I think it's usually when when something happens, we think back and we try to fix it so it doesn't happen again. Now, looking at the 2008 financial crisis, that was fundamentally a banking crisis. So
Hmm.
the banks and bank-like entities basically loaded up on a lot of assets that turned out to be worth less than they thought. So there was basically a run. The banking sector was basically insolvent. Now, after that, though, the official sector, so the regulators, took a good look at that and realized, we got to do something to fix this. And so they put in all sorts of rules to make the banks basically very boring businesses.
Hmm.
And the proof of their success, I think, is 2020 when we had this tremendous crash in the financial markets. But look at the banks, they all did fine. There
Hmm.
was basically no scratch on them. They were very well um, they were well regulated and they was fine. It was fine.
Yep.
Now, okay, so there was a crash earlier this year, but I think I wouldn't call that in the same league as 2008
Oh,
when it was very much everything was just going to zero.